In recent years, we've been fortunate enough to work on some seriously awesome stainless steel work. From cabinetry to wrapping 19 columns in mirror polished stainless steel, and even these integrated stainless shelves at the NGV. But today, I want to go through the job that started it all. A stainless steel podium featuring curved doors, a pull-out fridge, and a super neat custom welded finger pull detail. We'll highlight all the challenges on this build, our approach to solving each problem, and provide a PDF resource that you can apply to your next project. First, a little bit of context. So we did this job in 2021. That was less than 2 years into our plot joinery journey. It was a super cool opportunity to test our skills and to prove ourselves. We're only just under 2 years old, and this was an amazing opportunity. It was our first complex stainless steel scope, and as I alluded to in the start of the video, we really got to do a lot more cool stainless work after this job. And it was our first substantial commercial project. To that point, most of our work had been in the residential space doing lovely joinery for houses. So I want to go through now the core problems that we had to deal with on this build. We had to make these stainless steel curved fixed end panels. We were thinking, how do you even curve stainless? And who would we need to help us do that job? We also had these curved doors that needed to actually operate. How would we do the substrate construction for a curved door? And how would we hinge them? We really didn't quite know where to start. The next problem that we had, and this one was really quite unique, was we needed to make a curved stainless steel drawer front for a pull-out integrated fridge. Immediately, we were worried about weight because the spec allowed 7 kilos, and we thought, gosh, this front would be around 20 kilos. We were thinking about how we would even fix a curved front into a square fridge door. We thought about ventilation, and we also needed to deal with a finger pull handle detail. And here's a little sneak peek of that for how we would actually open the fridge door. So let's now get into our approach, how we solve these problems. At a minimum, we knew that the cabinetry aspect, right, making the box for the fridge to sit in and the box for the cupboard doors to be mounted to, we'd be okay with that. We'd be able to work that out. And the substrate construction, we'd be okay there too, making the curved substrate for the fixed panels and the curved substrates for the fixed doors. We also realized that the stainless would actually give us some freedom in how we make those substrates. We could put fixings into the face of some of those substrates, and we knew that they would be covered by the stainless later. One of the big things though was we needed a good metal fabricator to collaborate with, not only to guide us, but then to actually do the work. So to start things off, we produced some of these shop drawings, and it's really a bit of a throwback to see our earliest shop drawings. We knew that at the top, from the top view down, we had a stainless steel bench top that was going to be 6 mil thick. And then the general construction method was going to be one box on the end for that panel, another box there, a box for the cool drawer fridge cabinet, and another box for the curved door cabinet. The drawer front will be a separate component that's attached to the face of the cool drawer. And as we move down, we can see here, this is a side elevation of that fixed end panel, elevation of the curved doors. Behind the curved doors, we'd have some shelving. And on the cool drawer side, we'd have a drawer front up here with a fixed panel below as per the specifications of the appliance. And immediately we highlighted that Fisher & Paykel says that the drawer front can be a maximum of 7 kilos, and we estimated the weight of this front to be around 17 to 20 kilos. Finally, a little detail showing the 60 mil thick stainless top to the stainless cabinetry below. The base cabinetry structure was relatively straightforward. Like I said before, we had one box there, another box there, one on the end and another one on the end. So those 4 cabinetry components. We had these particle board ribs that would later be lined in a curve cut MDF, as well as this fridge drawer carcass with some of these ventilation cutouts. And this was just done per the specifications of the actual Fisher & Paykel appliance. To make the curved substrate components, we used a male and female clamping jig, and within that jig, we would put 2 layers of this 9 mil thick curve cut MDF, which is bendy in nature. With the substrates made, here they are on the actual cabinets in a dry fitted state. Now for the curved doors. We used Bloom hinges. We found a combination that would work there. We later mounted some push to opens for the doors to open. And on the inside of the doors, this is now the doors wrapped in stainless, we laminated the inside using an oyster gray laminate. For the drawer front and the integrated finger pull, with the drawer front substrate made, we set out a little finger pull detail on here and sent it to the client, the architect, for approval. With it approved, we did a little cutout into the top of the door, and that gives room for the stainless steel fabricator to weld their custom finger pull there. Now, on this little blue highlight note here, we did 2 narrow rails, one at the top and one at the bottom, instead of having a full back to mount the drawer front to. And that is just to help reduce some of that weight. So we actually came well below that 20 kilogram estimate that we originally worked with. Now, we're still above the 7 kilo maximum as laid out in the spec, but that was a risk that the client and the designer were willing to take. Into this notch out on the drawer front, the stainless steel fabricator welded in this stainless pocket that has an angle here so that you can reach your fingers into this finger pull from the front without seeing into the cupboard or behind the drawer front, because you have this stainless pocket that is enclosing that finger pull, and you have this lovely integrated handle detail. Finally, with this drawer front made, the way that it attaches to the fridge drawer behind, again, is via those 2 narrow fixing rails, which allow for weight reduction while still being able to fix into the drawer front at those 2 heights at the top and the bottom of the drawer, fridge drawer front. If you look closely here, I don't have a great photo, but we have an opening in the top of the lower fixed panel, which allows for ventilation. So this little cutout there is done very intentionally so that air can run up and down and the fridge can be adequately cooled during use. Which leads us to this incredible outcome. You have this perfectly circular stainless steel podium. The operators of this commercial space have their drinks there that they can use to welcome and to serve their customers. A close-up here of the fridge being slightly open, ajar. This 6mm thick stainless steel bench top just covering the top of that front. And although we only have a rail at the top and the bottom with a very thin laminate backing on the rear, you still do not see into it because there is a stainless sheet on the top and the bottom of that fridge drawer front. As a little bonus, we also made this fixed podium, pretty standard, no doors, drawers or anything. It is just a lovely monolithic block of stainless. This was quite a nostalgic job for us now looking back, and it was special because of what we learned from it. Firstly, through this job, it became very clear to us that we needed to solve difficult problems for our customers. Of course, we were cabinet makers and we needed to further our ability in making cabinetry, but not only do we need to do that, but we need to further our capability as makers in general, because that would improve our ability to solve difficult problems for our customers. And it would mean that we would have more access to cool projects like this to grow our brand, grow our reputation, and grow the business. We were also encouraged to expand those capabilities, not only through our experience and learning and doing the work, but also through our network. And in this case, for example, our metal worker who helped us wrap all of these substrates in stainless, being able to lean on their knowledge and their skill set to deliver this outcome for the customer. That has really stuck with us in terms of how we operate and how we build those supplier relationships. This project really was the beginning of us doing these awesome stainless steel scopes. And if you want to learn more about a more recent project we did, which was wrapping 19 concrete columns in a mirror polished stainless steel all the way up very high in an apartment in a private residence, click this video here because I think you will find it very interesting.